All right, guys. So welcome back. We
Welcome
are,
back.
yeah, we're here for Gen 4. This is gonna be a doozy for sure.
I'm ready.
I know, I am as well. So this is the fourth video in this series. We're gonna try to keep it going strong. We hope you guys have been enjoying. Other than that, let's get right into it. Don't
Yeah,
wanna don't wanna
let's not
dilly
waste
dally.
any more time. This is
No,
Gen 4 we're talking
Gen
about.
4.
No
Oh
one
my,
has time to listen to our dilly-dallying.
no dilly dallying.
All right,
I
what do we
open
got here?
at greatness.
We have a lot of good stuff.
Hmm.
I'm seeing, yeah. Well, one of them is literally God.
And the other one
So
is literally the god.
yeah. I don't really know what you're getting at right.
Bidoof.
Which Oh, yes. Yeah. One of them's God and one of them's the God.
Yes.
So, this will definitely be a hard pick. No, but on a serious note,
Hmm.
what's popping out at you?
Staraptor, one of my favorite early bird Pokemon lines.
Yeah.
Not the most like original ones, like as far as like trying to feel unique, but
No,
I think
but
for like,
Brave Bird
mhm,
changed everything.
yeah, I think just being a normal flying type is probably one of the most interesting ones there are.
That's
Um,
true because it gets that extra stab on any normal type moves.
hmm. And
Doesn't it
then
learn extreme speed or no?
I don't know off the top of my head.
No, it
I don't
learns
know.
close combat.
I know it does as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. What else do we have here? Obviously, Bidoof is just a goof. It's a
A
meme
little
pick for sure.
but goofball.
Yeah. Bunary and Lopunny are the other spectrum of memes. Uh,
Yep.
then Perugly is Perugly.
They very well,
Disgusting.
like, that was the best thing they could have come up with because I'm sure it purrs and it is ugly.
Hmm.
Don't want to look at that no mo.
No. Chatop is kind of cool. I don't know if you know this, but they came out, I think you could like record like the noise that Chatop made. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So that was really cool. Um, Munchlax, Licky Licky,
Licky
Porygon,
licky. Ugh.
Porygon Z, right?
Porygon Z. Yep.
Uh,
Which,
Regigigas.
personally, I was always more of a fan of Porygon 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but Z is all right, I guess.
He's pretty cool.
Regigigas. What was the gimmick with him? There's something, right?
He has slow start, so
Slow start. Yeah.
yeah, I think his like I forget how it works. It kind of works like Truant, but he also like loses like a lot of his stats as well. Like it's a basically I think it's a worse version of Truant,
I don't.
which is
So wait. So he attacked. I don't remember him attacking every other turn though.
oh,
I
then
don't
maybe
think.
it's his
Maybe I'm
stats
wrong.
are halved. I
I
forget.
think they're halved. I
Yeah,
think that
prob.
sounds familiar.
Let me double check. While I'm
Yeah.
looking this up, you talk about what your top picks are, okay?
Okay. For me, Ambipom, for some reason, like when I did competitive battling here and there, I actually had an Ambipom that I would use for just that normal, basic normal stab. I
Mm,
just really liked him. Really, that's more so than like how good he is of a Pokemon. Um, Munchlax, not a big fan. I love Snorlax, but Munchlax, not really.
mm,
Lickilicky, hate it. I like
mm.
Lickitung, but Lickilicky is disgusting, and I want it off my screen in the next 5 minutes. Um, Regigigas, I think the design is amazing, but slow start really like I don't know. I just don't vibe with it that much. Um,
Yeah.
for me, like the Raptor. So for me, it would be between obviously Arceus and Staraptor because
Hmm.
Staraptor, um, I think, because this is Gen 4 we're talking about. So
Yeah,
the three gens prior, I think Staraptor is like the best bird, like,
by far out of the last three.
by far, yeah. So I think that's an accolade in itself. Obviously,
Hmm.
Arceus is the god of all Pokemon, obviously, that's
Yeah.
something. Um, but I will say, Arceus's design, I mean, it's cool, but
Hmm.
for it to be the god of all Pokemon, you think it would look a little more menacing or a little different.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you ever seen the beta sprite for what Arceus was supposed to look like
I don't
originally?
think so.
It's really cool. It's I will I will send that to you really quick. But basically, I did look up slow start. What it does is it halves attack and speed for the first 5 turns.
Attack and
So
speed.
yeah, so
Okay.
I was getting it mixed up, but I knew it halved something,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so it's pretty bad. I mean, Regigigas is like a monster if he didn't have that for sure, though.
What's his base attack?
It's something crazy. Uh,
Like probably pushing 200, right?
Regigigas stats.
Because trying to think, how do you do the math on base power at level 100? What's the math on that?
Honestly, I don't know. He has 160 attack.
Okay.
So it looks like, yeah, it looks like the max attack you can get is like without any items or anything else is about
Mm-hmm.
460.
That's still nuts though.
Yeah.
Imagine Reggie because he's normal, right?
Yeah, so
Imagine.
he had return. So like Regigigas
Oh
stab
gosh.
return is just
What's the
dead.
uh what's the base power on facade when you're like have a status effect?
I believe it's 140.
And what is it did you say on return with max companionship?
I think return is also here. I have the move right here. Yeah, so facade is 140.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
Which is
return?
nuts.
Yeah, it really is. Why can't I find return?
Turn.
Actually, I don't know if he learns return. Maybe not
Might
in the
not.
updated. Maybe not in the updated. Like
Yeah,
this is
maybe
probably
they
the
changed it.
yeah
Well, I mean he's a cool Pokemon. I think there's a time and place for him. But
yeah.
to me it's definitely Staraptor and Arceus, and I think I would actually lean towards Staraptor
I
for the reasons mentioned.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like Arceus was always like but I don't think you could get him until Brilliant Diamond or
You couldn't. He
right?
was in Gen 4, but you could only cheat to get him or like one of those events, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember using the action replay to get him on DS.
hmm
But I don't know. I mean, what are you thinking?
I it's rough because I do like Arceus a lot. I think he's super cool. But Staraptor is definitely probably deserving of it. Like
I think Star was just a game changer.
yeah.
Sorry, I got something on my throat.
No,
The
you're
flying
good.
bugs.
Yeah, I think I that my like the kid in me was like Arceus was like so cool,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
so
Me too.
ridiculous. And then playing Legends Arceus, I definitely liked like the old setting, like giving more lore to all of it, and then
Yeah.
finally like fighting him. But I just think it's a disservice not to represent
Yeah.
Staraptor on this one.
And I think, when it comes to these tier lists, I'm thinking in a different mindset. I'm trying to think of like not maybe probably not all variables, but I'm trying to think about more variables than just the look and the stuff like that, and just sentiment as well.
Yeah.
Obviously our sentiment has made us pick certain Pokemon, but for the
hmm
most part, I try and have an even playing field for them all
Yeah,
and how they
definitely.
represent like what they are. So like Staraptor representing the bird Pokemon, and
hmm
Gen 4 Staraptor is just a game changer. So I think there's something to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the Staraptor started the trend of like making sure that each generation has like its own, you know, early
Good bird.
bird, early route
Yeah.
bird, and it does it very well. And it's like
Yeah.
just weighing in that like he was sick and he was in the anime, right? I stopped
I'm
watching
sure
it
he
for
was.
Gen
Yeah, I
4.
did too,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
he's just sick. He really is. So I'm happy giving it to him. Really
Let's
quick,
do it.
check that
Yep.
picture of Beta Arceus and let me know what you think.
What in God's name is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it because I like how like it just feels like so mystique and I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, I would have to. It's probably an acquired taste at this point now that Regular
Yeah.
Arceus is all that I know. But
hmm
yeah, I definitely say Staraptor, and
hmm
we move on to fire.
I am down for that. All right. Fire type.
Okay,
Okay.
not a whole
So,
lot to pick from.
but a lot of good picks, in my opinion.
Well, for me, I like Magmar more than Magmortar.
hmm
So that kind of cancels Magmortar for me. Rotom, fire version of Rotom, pretty cool. I've
Rotom.
just never been a huge fan of Rotom.
hmm That's
Um,
fair.
I know in a previous tier list, I stated something about Infernape and how I really like Infernape. He's probably like one of my
hmm
favorite fire type starters.
Yep.
Um, and then Heatran, I was never a huge fan of his design, but he was always fun to use.
He's really good. But
Yeah,
I'm okay with picking Infernape. He's not my favorite fire starter, but I definitely think he's really cool. It's a good
yeah,
line in general.
it
Like
is.
Chimchar, Monferno, Infernape, like it's just a
Mm-hmm.
solid line all the way
A
through.
perfect lineage of
hmm
evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Rotom he's pretty cool. I think there's better versions of Rotom by far,
Yeah, me too.
especially competitively. But Rotom
Mm-hmm.
Heat's definitely it's pretty cool. It's a cool
Yeah.
gimmick. But
I
I'm
just don't
happy.
like the pink on Magmortar.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a
Don't
little
like it.
goofy.
Yeah.
I like some of the other Evos a lot better, so I'm happy with not even really talking about him.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, Infernape it
seems
is,
like we
right?
picked Infernape.
hmm Okay, let's see what we got going on here. All right, this is a
We
pretty good list right
have
here.
I want to give a quick shout out to Luminion. Not gonna want to pick it,
hmm
but there's a really nice Pokemon card I have of Luminion. It's an
Oh,
alternate art card, so it's like a lot more rare to pull, and it's
really?
just a beautiful artwork. Yeah, so maybe like it a little more, but
Mm,
as far as what we're looking at, would not pick Luminion,
gotcha.
obviously.
So
Um,
on this one, I really like Empoleon.
I do too. I think
Um,
Water Steel, good typing,
it's a really good typing.
cancels out grass, cancels out fire.
hmm
Electric, obviously,
Yeah, it's
like really good typing.
it is. He's a really cool design. I like penguins in the
Hmm.
first place, so
Yeah, he's like the coolest looking emperor penguin you could ever look at.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's my pick, but I'll talk about some others.
Hmm.
Buizel. Uh, what does he evolve into? Why am I forgetting his name?
Floatzel.
Floatzel. Yeah, Buizel and Floatzel. Like I kind of like them, but I don't really love them.
No,
Um.
I do remember I did use Weasel and Floatzel in my first playthrough, and like
hmm
Aqua Jet came in clutch sometimes. But other
Yeah.
than that, I feel like Floatzel gets outclassed by a lot of things.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I do like them, but I don't like love them. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, no
Um.
attachment.
hmm Gastrodon. I really like at the Gastrodons, both of
I
them.
I like them. I just have no attachment. Like I know at least at some point in competitive they're very viable
hmm
for defensive walls. Um and like, muddy water, that was kind of a cool thing they introduced. I just hate
Yeah.
how like it's literally like surf but just a little worse.
hmm
Um I don't know. I also feel like there's better water and I guess ground types than
Yeah.
Gastrodon.
Yeah. Definitely.
Um
What else here? Rotom
Obviously,
Wash.
yeah, Rotom Wash. I think Rotom Wash is one of my favorites.
He's my favorite. I think he's
Yeah.
also the most viable competitively as well.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm ignorant to Rotom and competitive, but I
mm,
will take your word for it.
and then the only other one, honestly, in this category that I like a lot is surprisingly Mantike.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like in that same category as
A
Feel for me.
steal. Yeah, I
It's
could
just
see
this.
that coming.
Yeah, I think the little thing is adorable, and like I just like him.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
seems like a nice little guy.
So, what are your thoughts on Palkia?
Um, I think this generation hit really strong with legendaries, and I really think like Palkia is my least favorite of most of
Yeah,
the
I
big
agree.
stage legendaries.
I think it's pretty unanimous that Dialga is the favorite over
Yeah,
Palkia.
over Palkia, and then
Yeah.
we'll get on to like
Yeah,
just
well,
all
yeah,
the
I know what you're
legendary. Yeah,
thinking of. I know
yeah.
exactly what you're thinking of.
It's just
I'm cool picking. Feel like we kind of share the same sentiment about Empoleon.
yeah. I really.
Again, I hate to pick starters like we did last gen,
I mean, it's just
but
to me it makes sense on this because the Pimplup is okay. He was annoying in the anime, and then I think it's Primplup or whatever. I don't know what the middle
Brindlup,
one.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't really like it. Just Empoleon's he's sick. I love the
he is
Trident.
sick. Mm-hmm.
Water Steel, like you said, awesome
Yeah,
typing. I think he's actually the only Water Steel to this day.
probably. I wouldn't
So
doubt it.
I'm happy with picking it. A
Yeah,
solid pick. Honestly, if I were to, I'm probably gonna say because let's move on to grass. I think like the final Evos, this one to me puts up a better fight across the board than I think any other generation.
yeah,
Just
I
because,
agree. I know personally. Are we moving on to grass yet? Is
yeah,
that what
yeah.
we're
Let's
doing?
click. Let's move on to
Okay.
grass.
Because I know personally, when I got, I think Pokemon, unfortunately, Pokemon Pearl was the game that I got. So like I
Hmm.
never used Dialga. It was always Palkia. But I remember when I got the game, when I saw the starters, like the leaks and everything,
Hmm.
Torterra was the coolest looking thing to me, and I picked Turtwig.
Hmm.
And as much as I love Infernape, I also although I think Infernape's the coolest fire starter, I also think Torterra is the coolest grass starter.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I think Torterra is one of the few gas starters that I look at and like I'm like that
Looks
thing is awesome.
tough.
Like I
Yeah.
yeah. To me it kind of like almost took Venusaur's kind of like the vibe of Venusaur, like the
Hmm.
quadrupedal, like big tanky
Yep.
thing, and it like really kind of like perfected it, and it's just a cool Pokemon, dude. I love the
Yep.
tree on the back. I love the spikes, like the almost like the landscape across his back because he's grass
I
ground.
love it.
It's it's really hard to not pick him, but let's
It
talk
is,
about what.
but there's also
Oh,
a lot of good picks here, in my
yeah,
opinion.
there is, and I'm
Um,
okay with talking about them.
okay, so Roserade, obviously. I
Yes,
think Roserade is amazing.
I
I
love
think a
Roserade.
very good evolution from Roselia. I think,
Hmm.
I think they nailed it. I like the
Hmm.
little bob cut haircut they gave her.
Yep. I
um,
love the shiny too.
I'm not familiar with what color is the shiny?
Uh, I, honestly I forget about the body just because I like what they did with the roses so much. So
Yeah.
one hand turns gray, one roses
Hmm.
turn gray, and the other ones turn like a perfect mixture of the red and blue to like a purple.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah, I like that.
Hmm.
Um, Obama Snow, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't have any kind of attachment or anything.
No.
I always thought his snow warning was kind of annoying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
fight again. Well, honestly, even when you have him, like it's annoying, like throwing him out there, and then you got to go through the animation of it starting to snow and just waste
hmm
time, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah,
But
I will say just I don't know if you know, but in Gen 9 now they've actually made it so the snow is better. So it kind of performs like Sandstorm for ice types now. Like so it
okay,
buffs I think their special defense. It like one and a halves it just like Sandstorm
oh,
does the rock types now.
nice.
So it's basically it's made him more viable because he's one of few um, Pokemon that
Snow
can set
warning
up the snow.
Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um, Tangrowth, not a huge fan.
mm-mm.
Think it's kind of ugly. Um,
I like
Leafeon, I love Leafeon.
I love Leafeon as well.
I
I was gonna say.
love Leafeon.
I was
One
gonna
of my
say. Mhm.
favorites.
He's probably 3 or 4 for me. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard because I have like my distinct two favorites, and then the next three kind of flip flop around depending on the day.
Hmm.
But he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
It's I don't love Rotom Mo. It's one of my
Nah.
lesser favorites. And then
Yeah.
Shaman is cool, but I don't know. I never really loved him. I the
He,
Sky form's kind of cool, but
I, I, I liked how, and obvious. Well, in my case, I'm sure there was an event. I can't remember, but like when I used my
yeah.
action replay to when you get out of Victory Road and then you got to go to the
Hmm.
right and like to get to him, I thought was
Hmm.
really cool.
That
Like
was
you
cool.
go through that little that what is it? Like not a forest, but a pasture almost, like a pasture
Of all
path.
the flowers, right?
Yeah, all the flowers, that's
Hmm.
right. And then you get to the end and you see Shaman there. I thought that was really cool, and
It
I
was.
really like Shaman's other form too.
Yeah, the sky form. I think
Yes,
that's from
yeah,
the
sky
movie.
form. Yeah.
I do as well. I like, so I guess I would consider Shaman Sky, Leafeon, and Torterra. Like I like Roserade, but I think he can put a fair fight up in poison, so I don't think I could put him
Okay.
over
Ooh,
Torterra.
yes, yes, good recommendation. As much as I love Leafeon, I think Torterra, they nailed the grass starter when it comes to Torterra.
Like I don't like Grottle that much, but I like
No.
Turtwig a lot.
Yeah, I
I
love
think it's a good.
Tortwig,
Mhm.
Torterra for sure.
Yeah, Torterra. It's one of the few like I'm not. I don't think I've ever picked a grass starter honestly in any of my
Mhm.
playthroughs. Um, like obviously I've like restarted the game to trade it to myself a couple of times just to have all three of them in my game, but
Right.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's never like my pick. But
Hmm.
Torterra is he's probably one of my favorites honestly.
Easily.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
I'm
click
picking
on him
them,
and I'm gonna be
and we're
happy
moving
about it.
on. Yep.
All right, electric type.
Okay. Okay. Here,
Hmm.
I have a clear favorite.
I do as well.
Electivire.
Yes, mine as well.
I think his design is sick. I think
It,
Electabuzz is already cool looking, but they
mhm.
nailed it with Electivire.
They definitely did. I think he's one of my favorite for sure. Like glow ups of a Gen 2 Pokemon
Yes,
or early Gen.
arguably the coolest. He fighting electric or just electric?
Unfortunately, he's just electric. If he was a
Well,
fighting electric, that would have been so sick.
yeah, I was thinking that because I was about to say he's arguably one of the coolest designed pure electric types there are.
Yeah.
So I don't really think we need to waste any more time here. I mean, Magnezone, cool
Mm-hmm.
evolution for Magneton, but never. I just wasn't a huge fan of its design.
Mm-hmm.
Pachirisu, cute little thing.
Fun fact:
Luxray,
think Pat Teresa won a world championship once.
it did.
It did.
I watched that video.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yep, I
So
watched that video.
cool fun fact,
Um,
but not enough to vote for it.
nah. Luxray, cool looking design.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I don't have any attachment to Luxray.
Yeah, I know a lot
Um,
of people love it. I think if it was
yeah.
Electric Dark, it would probably jump up a lot to me. But
Hmm.
to me, it was just kind of like they took the idea of Manectric and they like just tried to make it cool, and then they just left it Electric type, so it's kind of underwhelming.
To be honest, I thought Luxray was Dark Electric.
It's not. It's just pure Electric.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes it even less cool to me,
Hmm.
unfortunately. Um,
Unfortunately,
yeah, I think we pick Electivire and move on.
I'm happy. I do love Rotom, but
Yeah,
it's
cool,
not
I
as
guess.
cool to me.
Nah,
All right.
ice.
All right. There's a lot of good
That's
to me.
tough.
Yeah, to me, there's a lot of good ones here, honestly.
Yeah, this is tough. I know ultimately in Gen 2 we voted Sneasel over Piloswine.
Hmm.
Um, Trying to figure out the sentiment I have between them two, but I know Glaceon. I also love Glaceon.
I
Um,
to me, I thought I have I kind of flip flop between Glaceon and Leafeon as far as my positioning. They're like some of the two that are in the middle. That
right,
because I like Ice type way much more than Grass type. But
but I
as
like
far as
Leafeon a little more than Glaceon.
I think design wise, I do, but I still do love Glaceon.
Hmm.
So
All evolutions are solid at the end of the day, at
yeah,
least solid.
yeah,
Um, Abomasnow, I don't know. I wouldn't consider him in this mix. This
no,
mix is too good. Like Frostless, I think is a really good
I
alternate evolution.
I do like
Um,
Frostlass a
I
lot.
like
It's
Frostless better than Glalie.
oh by far, yeah. Ice
Um,
Ghost, it's a cool typing.
cool typing. So for me, it would be between Frostless, Weevil, and Mamoswine.
Yeah, those are the four I'm looking at as well. I do Rotom Frost. It's a cool typing Electric Ice. He's
Hmm.
one of two ever,
What's the other
but
one?
One of the fossils from Gen 8,
Oh, okay.
but it's just I wish it was better as far as like stat distribution because electric
Yeah,
ice is such a nasty like offensive combo.
it
But
is.
but
Um, Dang, this is tough.
yeah, it is. I to me I do like Weavile, but I feel like it's not like a huge jump up from
It's
Sneasel to
not.
me.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
I think it's probably the first one I'd bump off this list.
Hmm.
And then it's hard because Mammoth is such an improvement over.
Very much so.
And then, but I love Glaceon. I really do. Like it might be my third favorite Eevee, but I don't know.
I think personally, like
Mhm.
I know for a fact, I like Espeon, Umbreon, and Jolteon more than Glaceon.
Do you? Okay.
And I know for a fact right off the bat, and I would have to like look at all of them. Like, oh, Sylveon,
Sylveon
probably
is my second
top.
favorite.
Like, yeah, I was about to say Sylveon's my second favorite. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think taking that into consideration and with how tough of a pick this is for us, I think I would knock Glaceon out of this too.
Would you?
Um,
Okay. See, for
yeah,
me, it's like it's a clear cut Umbreon, Sylveon, and then for
me
my
too.
third
Then
position, it's literally a constant like battle between
yeah,
Espeon,
depends on the
Glaceon,
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Jolteon.
Um, I don't know,
I
man. I'm thinking the mammoth.
I am as well. It's such a good improvement to that line that I'm
It
happy with
is.
doing it.
Yep.
It
Let's
and it's
let's do it.
yeah, I'm happy with that 100%. Mamoswine. Okay,
All right,
so
let me move over. So this is fighting types,
fighting
and
types.
I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna be the victor here.
Ye this is gonna like sound kind of surprising, but I'm not really like a huge fan of Lucario. Like I shouldn't say that. I like Lucario, but I know a lot of people are like, I love Lucario. He's one of my favorites. He's
He's
really
not
not.
one of my favorites or
Mm-mm.
anything, but I do think in this lineup, especially since we're
He's
already
the
picking
strongest.
Fernape, he's
Yeah,
the strongest and he is my favorite, compared to Toxicroak. I actually do think is really cool, but
it is cool.
and even Gallade, but I think he trumps those two for me.
Yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does for me. Like I still
And
don't understand the steel typing, honestly. I
I
mean,
don't either.
it's
I
cool
feel like
though.
he should have been like fighting Dark maybe
Yeah, that would have been
or
a.
something like that. But
Mm,
yeah, I don't understand the steal.
that's okay. I mean, I'm cool with picking him. I think everybody
I
that
think
watches this would agree.
would pick,
So,
yeah, yeah. So
all right,
Lucario it is, and
that's
now
easy.
we are off to Rose.
Poison.
Well, I don't know, tough because I really like Drapion.
Stunky.
I
Okay.
really like Drapion.
Drapion is very cool.
Um,
I I wish
but
that he was still bug type. I feel like if he was the first dark bug, that would have been
mhm,
cool, or
yeah.
poison bug. But I guess I get the poison dark. It's a cool type.
Hmm. But I don't know. For this to be between that and Roserade.
Yeah, those are my only two in this one that I'm like yeah.
What are you thinking?
I think I like Roserade more just because, like I said, grass is usually one of my least favorite types. But I
Hmm.
like if I have the opportunity to put a grass type on my team, this is probably one of my highest choices.
That's a very good assessment. Before you even said Roserade, I'd put my cursor over it. So
Okay,
yeah, let's pick
nice.
Roserade. I think
All
it's
right,
well deserving.
definitely. We're powering through this list. Jeez,
We are well. We spent probably 10 minutes on normal type, so
we did.
evens out. All right,
Ground
ground
type.
type. Oh
This
gosh.
is insanely difficult.
Oh gosh. Okay, well we picked Torterra, so that's good.
And
Um.
Mamoswine, but I don't think he would have been in the conversation on this
Oh
lineup.
gosh. Oh man, Hippowdon is so epic. I think that's such an epic Pokemon. I think
Mm.
Rhyperior is amazing.
Gliscor.
Gliscor is
Oh my
amazing.
god, I
And
love
obviously,
Gliscor.
I love Garchomp.
Garchomp, yeah.
Um,
I love Gibble too,
Golly.
a lot. I
Yeah,
think Gibble is amazing.
Gibble just nibbling around.
He's probably one of my favorite like entry like a first stage pseudos.
Yeah, yeah, I like them. Oh man,
Yeah,
I
I
I think I know what I would pick still though. Like,
I don't I kind of almost want to just like come back to ground and like look at the dual typings that we know.
well, yeah, I'm
But
glad you said that because the one I would pick, I think I'd actually it would probably be easier picking it for something else. Uh,
yeah, because like I'm looking at this, I'm like, I know Garchomp's dragon, but I don't know if Garchomp can win in the dragon. I know Gliscor's flying. It might
and
win
we
in
picked
flying.
flying. Well, we picked flying already, right?
No, flying's next.
Oh, was it?
And then Rhyperior's rock, so he probably could win that one.
That's what I would pick for this.
Yeah.
But because yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he could probably win another category.
hmm
I need a peek at Dragon real quick.
I'm telling you, does.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
yeah, no. I just don't even have to click
I
on it, and I
think
just
we
know.
need to pick Garchomp for
Yeah,
this.
this. I almost like Gibble more than Garchomp. Like I'm probably gonna get a bunch of hate
I
for that,
think I
but
think Gibble's a little guru, like a cute little guy, but Garchomp, like to me,
yeah,
like I don't know when Gen 4 hit, Garchomp was my favorite dragon
yeah,
type
yeah. He
at this
Garchomp goes
point.
hard,
Yeah.
and just the
And he's
battle with
just
Cynthia too.
strong.
Yeah,
Yes, and Cynthia's Garchomp. Heck, dude, yeah, we gotta pick Garchomp for
yeah.
ground.
I'm happy with that.
Let's do it.
All right.
Although his shiny sucks, it's the same
Yeah,
thing. But
awful.
yeah, but all right. Flying.
Flying type.
Okay. I have something that beats Gliscor.
Do you? I do as
Yes.
well, but I think it can win in a different one, possibly.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I know what yours would be then, but mine would be on Mega.
You like Yan Mega more than Gliscor?
I love Yon Mega, and I don't know why. I don't know why I do. I just do. He's
Well,
like just this big bug insect.
I
Um,
mean, there you go. You said
uh,
he's a big bug.
he Gliscor it is. Tee hee hee. Real quick, what do
Yeah,
you got? Raptor, Vespiquen,
eh.
cool. Yeah, wasn't it annoying getting a Vespiquen
Yeah, you need to
with the
get a female
honey and
Combi.
yeah, and the chances of a female are low, right?
I believe so, yeah. I think the
Um,
honey's worst, if I remember correctly, I think the worst thing to get in the honey was a Munchlax.
gotcha. Um,
I mean,
but
I
I mean,
I
there
could
is
give it the
Togekiss
Mantike
and
if you want.
Shaman here.
What is it?
Togekiss,
I love Togekiss.
I
That's
like
probably my
Togekiss.
pick.
I like Togekiss. I didn't even see that at first.
Yeah, that was my pick for
Oh, okay.
what could win in another type.
I what is it? Fairy now?
Yeah, it's very fine.
Hmm. Then I would say then between all this, you don't share the same sentiment I do with Yamega, and that's completely understandable. I would say probably Gliscor. But then there's Drifblim too, and Drifblim is unique.
hmm
But I don't know. I like Gliscor the most, I
I
think.
think Gliscor is
Yeah.
a sick
It's a
evolution.
cool flying scorpion thing.
He's flying ground
And
too. That's such a good typing.
yeah, that is. I think he's deserving of this.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I will throw a last minute if Mantike wants to win. I will throw it out there. I'm not mad at clicking on Mantike right now either.
Um Man, but here's my issue. Mantike looks like something that I would eat.
Just throw it on a sushi roll.
I would cook that thing up and I would go to town.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
would get a javelin and if I saw it in the water, I'd spear it and
Spearfish
then
it.
yes, and then I would put it on the grill and eat it.
No, poor Mantike.
Gliscor looks like he would get a javelin, spear me out the water and eat me. So
I
for that reason,
yeah
I think
yeah.
Gliscor is deserving.
That's okay. We won't get a cutesy pick on this
No
generation.
cutesy pick this time.
Okay.
But now we are off the psychic, and I have a clear 1,000,000% winner,
Hmm.
and that would be Cresselia.
Yeah, I look at this.
I love Cresselia.
Mhm. I remember. So I got this. I got Pokemon Diamond right when they came
Mhm.
out, and this is kind of where I'd stopped playing for a while.
As much.
Yeah, so I wasn't playing as much, but I remember I think at the time I went to like this after school thing for elementary school there, and I would
Yeah.
just this kid was sitting in the corner on his DS playing, and I went over and he was doing the little event to capture Cresselia, and I was like, I'd never seen that thing. What is? And oh, it like enthralled me. I thought it was so cool looking, and I've
Yeah.
loved it since this day.
Yeah, I love
So,
the different colors.
mhm,
The whole lunar moon like kind of vibe it's got going on. Like
mhm,
it's
and it feels like
strong.
it is. It's so bulky, especially
Hmm.
like it's insane.
Yeah, I think it's a clear winner. And like with the, I don't know what you would call Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf, like what
I
kind of
just
Pokemon they are, but
they're
you know how,
legendaries. I just don't
yeah,
like them.
they're legendaries, but you know how I described them when I was talking about the
The
Reggies?
Reggies.
Like, yeah, they
Yeah,
just kind of feel like for the work you put in, you would think you would be finding something a little cooler.
yeah,
So, you know, I think this is a pretty clear winner here.
yeah. And besides, Cresselia is the the half of one of my favorite Pokemons this generation. Anyways, so
Okay, well, I guess I'll find out what you're talking about later.
yeah,
But
or at
yeah,
least I consider it like the other legendary equivalent of this thing. But let's
gotcha.
get in the bug. Let's get in the bug.
Okay. Bug.
Cricketune for
Shout out
that
to
goofy cry.
Cricketune for the cry. Yep.
Hmm.
Diddity whoop. Uh, Burmy looks like something
I hate
that,
that thing.
Burmy looks like something that, maybe every 1 out of 1,000 days I would, get up off the toilet and I would see it in the water.
All three variants.
All three variants. Uh, Wormadam,
I
you
don't like
know,
it.
the last part of its name is what I say when I see it, and not in a good way.
No. I do like
Um,
Motham. I think he's pretty cool.
Motham's he's all right. Not
Yeah.
nothing
That's
special, but like
no.
you can respect it.
Yeah.
Um, but for me, I think this is a clear winner. Even
Hmm.
I think even for you, it would be.
Yeah. The only thing other here that I do like is Scoreepy has a very, very nice shiny, but not
Oh,
anywhere near
okay.
as much for me to care and not
Yeah,
picking Yamega.
yeah. Sorry, Skorupi, we don't care about you.
We really don't.
So, yeah, Mega gets our vote.
Hmm.
Rock type. I know what wins this, but um, not Cranidos. What's its evolution? Rampardos.
Rampardos? Hmm.
Yeah, I do love Rampardos. Bastiodon, he's cool.
Yeah.
Wall.
Probopass.
Probopass.
Sick.
I don't even want to. You said sick,
He's insane.
huh? Yeah, you better start giggling. I
Come on,
don't want to. I don't
dude,
want to look at this thing.
he's a giant magnet, and to give him like a beard because he has like a man face, it's like the little iron shavings that's in the soil. That's kind of cool.
You got a point. I didn't even like put two and two together with that design. I literally thought
Yeah.
it was just hair.
No, no, no. It's the little iron shavings.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't really love him as more of a meme, but like it's still
Right.
kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I still don't really want to look at him anymore. So
No,
let's pick her
no.
up here.
Yeah, definitely an awesome Evo.
I think I think I've stated this before, but coolest like add-on evolution for a Pokemon, like one
Yeah,
of them.
one of them for
So,
sure.
although I don't really like its shiny, I think they could have picked a different color,
Hmm.
but it's whatever. All right,
I'm happy with it.
Ghost
Okay.
type. This is difficult.
For me, it's really not, but
Well, I say difficult because I always try and wane off of picking a legendary. I think
I.
Spiritomb, very cool gimmick that's very
Mhm.
useful. It's not just a gimmick that you can potentially happen to use in a fight. It's happening every fight.
Mhm.
So I think that's cool. Miss Magius, I think, was an amazing evolution off of Mischievous.
Yeah.
Dusk Noir, I think, also a good evolution, but to me, I would rather use, and again, I bring it up every episode or whatever you want to call
Eviolite.
these things, but the Eviolite on Dusclops, I think, is just the most crack thing.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, let's pick Giratina, but which form?
Origin form for me.
That's the right one, right?
Yeah, the snake one.
See,
Dude.
I'm on
It,
the other end of the spectrum with this.
I like them both a lot. I don't know. To me, like Giratina is supposed to be like the devil, right? And to
Hmm.
me, the way that those claws look on his back and just like his face, and then like you remember, have you seen like his fight, like the intro in Platinum?
Um, are you talking about like when you're loading the game in, or
No,
what are you talking about?
like when you go, because don't you go to like fight him in the what is it, the Shadow World or whatever,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
and
you
then
do.
and like you see like his like the outline of his face like flash on your DS
Oh
screen, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
it
I
oh
know what you're
my
talking about.
God, dude.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. It,
Yeah, I'm down. I don't have a. I love Geared. Like I love his original form, and I love both forms, but I
mhm.
don't have any like I don't have any like super strong sentiment to pick the original over the origin. So I'm cool with the origin. I think
Mhm.
both are amazing.
Have you beat Legends Arceus?
I I honestly can't. I know I got really far. I don't know if I did everything, but I
Did
feel
you?
like I.
This might be a huge spoiler, so I won't say it if you don't
Well,
want me to.
I lost my copy of it. I don't think I'm gonna
I'm gonna.
rebuy it
Oh,
anytime
okay.
soon.
So at the very end, pretty much, almost of like the actual story, you fight
Hmm.
Volo, the guy with the.
I fought him.
Did you fight him? Okay.
I did
Now, do you
fight him.
remember when you fight all six of his Pokemon, and then he goes, "Hang on," and he whips out regular
Yes,
Giratina.
dude. Yeah.
Then you
Wait,
kill
wait, wait.
what?
I Yeah, I remember when I fought him and I thought it was the most epic battle in any Pokemon game. I just can't
Yes.
remember exactly what had happened.
So you fight him, and he has basically almost Cynthia's team, but like actually
Yes.
competitively like a viable version, and it's hard.
Right. And
And
he was a hard fight. I was
uh-huh.
surprised.
So then after fighting them without a break, he throws
You
out
got to fight
regular
again.
Giratina,
Yep.
and
Hmm.
then you kill regular Giratina, and
Then
he goes, "Hang on,"
okay.
and an Origin Giratina comes out.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and
I
it's
forgot about that.
it's
I
so
think,
sick.
dude, I think that's the sickest fight in any Pokemon game, even over Red.
I would agree. Yeah, I think
Because I
so.
think everything they shouted out in a sense, like they shouted out Cynthia, but made them more
Hmm.
viable with like better moves and stuff. And then
Yeah.
like, dude, oh my gosh, it makes me want to buy it just to fight him again.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's
he was also such a mysterious character the whole time. So
the
like
whole
you get
time.
to that point and you're just like, dude, what?
Hmm.
Like I literally like my mouth was gasping like was literally when I was fighting him. Like I'm not
Oh
even
yeah.
saying this for the video. Like I was literally like dismayed. I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude."
Yeah, it took me it when you like fight him and you're like, "Oh my God, that was hard." And then the
Yeah.
Giratina gets whipped out, you're like, "What?" And
Yes,
then the
you
fact that you finally take out Giratina and then
are gonna fight him again.
Origin form comes out and you're like, "Oh, okay. All right."
Because they've never done
Insane.
anything like that with a trainer because
No.
like, obviously a lot of kids play this game, so like
Mm,
they don't make these games super difficult, but
mm-mm.
for them to put that in that game was like
Oh,
mind-blowing.
it was so good. And
I'm not, dude. Oh
I gotta
man,
click on it.
makes me want to play again. Yeah, we're clicking that,
All
and we're
right.
moving on to Dragon. And ooh,
So I think I like Giratina more than Dialga.
I do too. And we technically could pick the other form,
Yeah, but
but I'll leave
I
that
think
up to you.
I think Dialga can win Steel type though, right?
Yes.
So yeah, other form Giratina.
Yep. Sorry guys. Hopefully y'all aren't mad at this decision, but I think it's
Yeah,
definitely appropriate.
yeah. Besides, Giratina shiny is absolutely insane, anyways, and it trumps
Hmm.
the other two shiny by far as well.
Yep. And get ready to pick another legendary on this one.
Oh yeah, favorite Pokemon in this gen, I think, right there.
Really.
Yeah,
I think arguably it would have to be mine too.
yeah. It's I love the movie.
Hmm.
I love Darkrai. It's such a sick design.
his move? What's it called?
Oh, I think it's Dark Void or something like
Dark
that.
Void. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
OP.
yeah. I love. And then he's got the Bad Dreams ability just to work into.
Hmm.
Oh my
Oh man,
gosh.
so
I
good.
love Darkrai.
All right, Steel
Steel.
Dialga. Dude,
Dialga.
I
Yeah.
feel so bad picking a bunch of
I,
legendaries.
dude, if you look at our list, it just looks like a little kid because we've literally just chosen the most powerful one in every category, basically. Hey,
Dude,
that's what
people are
Gen
gonna
4 did
see,
right.
dude,
That's what they
people are
did
gonna
right.
see this video. Like anyone who's watching this video and hasn't watched any of the other ones, are they're gonna think we are literal like twerps.
Okay,
Like,
hang on. Hang on. I have a compromise then.
okay,
Let's go back to ground and pick Gibble. And then in Dragon, we
and
put Garchomp.
Garchomp. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I'm down for that.
Alright, I am as well. Because I love Gibble.
Okay, I feel better now.
I do. I feel a little bit
Now
better.
we can pick Dialga in peace.
Yes.
Awesome.
Dialga. Very tight. Alright,
Very
that's
tight.
very easy. I hate that thing, and I love this other one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Togekiss.
Starter. Starter. Are
Starter.
we gonna roll through this one too? I think. Yeah. For me, it would be Torterra,
Would it be Torterra? I don't know. I like to
even
me.
over Empoleon. But I mean, we can play rock paper scissors on this.
We might have to. Honestly, I like all three of them about equally. That's why I think
Here,
this. What?
how about this? How about we take into consideration what you said about Torterra, how you
Yeah.
rarely like the grass starters, and you
Yeah.
feel like they did a really amazing job with Torterra. Because
Okay.
there's plenty of good water starters.
There is. We haven't given it to a grass one yet, and I don't
We
think
haven't, and I
there's only
think
going to be
that's worth
probably
something.
there's only going to be one other gen that I think a grass starter is even going to compete. So
Is that 9?
no.
Okay. Well,
So
keep me on my
I
toes then.
keep you on your toes. All right. Torterra.
Torterra.
Torterra. Gimmick
Okay.
form.
Gimmick forms.
Uh,
Lopunny, Gallade.
I
I don't like Garchomps really.
I don't like our chomps. I know people like Mega Lucaria, but I don't think he's like that much crazier than
No,
regular.
I think Mega Bomba Snow looks pretty cool.
I think I'd give it the Mega Gallade, honestly. But I don't really
Um,
care. I have no really.
I don't care. Yeah,
I don't at
I just
all.
don't care.
Honestly, I think we just do a meme pick and pick Lopunny.
Name pick it is. Hello,
Meme
little
pick.
bunny.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Legend.
legendary. Oh my
Oh.
god.
Okay, so this means we can't pick Darkrai.
Um, the way I'm looking at this, it's like
Do you think this is where we pick Arceus?
I was gonna say because this literally the next two categories for me are gonna be the battle between the same two Pokemon. So I'm okay with just picking Arceus and just so
I
that way
think
he gets a
Arceus
pick.
definitely deserves a spot somewhere.
Yeah,
So
definitely. This is an
let's
appropriate
do it.
spot. Okay,
And we're
so now
rolling
we're
through these last ones. Goodness.
I know.
All right. Favorite Pokemon of Gen 4.
And there's
So,
two. The same two I was contemplating last
so
category
that
for
would
me.
be Giratina and Darkrai.
Yeah, those are without a doubt some of the coolest designs I think they've ever made. Like just as
They
far as like hitting that
are.
like just edgy, cool, like sinister, like it's
They are. They're so cool, but I think Darkrai is amazing, but I think Giratina has literally one of the coolest designs of all Pokemon ever.
hmm
I really do.
yeah,
And I think his world he lives in was such a cool concept and addition to this
hmm
game. I think, dude, I
it's
think it's hard
hard.
not to pick Giratina.
I know, but
I'm
I
looking
just
at like the others non-legendaries too, just to look at them like
they're great.
Rhyperior.
Like
Like Rhyperior, I think for non-legendary would be my number one.
I would probably say either Torterra or Empoleon for me. To
Okay,
me, all of the everything on this page is above a 9 out of 10,
dude,
except for maybe
Gen
on Mega.
4, dude, yeah, Gen 4's designs were.
Very
pro-
good.
arguably, I don't want to say pinnacle, like because that makes it sound like I like it's a decline after this because it's not. Like
Mm-mm.
because you and I off camera had talked about how Gen 5 had the best story and
Yes.
probably
Oof.
arguably some of the best games,
Mm.
overall.
We'll save it for the next one. Let's save it for I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to give too much away on our
Yep,
thoughts.
true.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
no, Gen 4 it a lot of people do consider it like the pinnacle cuz like
yeah, and I don't
everybody
blame them. I don't blame them.
no, I don't either. It's it's an incredible generation.
Hmm.
There's I think they got because there's a lot of like cross-gen evos, they got rid of a lot of the fluff that you get from like 3 stage or
Yes,
2 stage.
that's a
And
good
so
point.
and like cuz if you like scroll through our list like for this gen right now, it's like it's just a bunch of final stage like sick Pokemon. Like that's all it
It
really is.
is like when you look at this compared to the previous three.
Mhm.
I mean, this is a like master class lineup. Like
Yeah.
this almost looks like a lineup of what potentially someone's overall like every generation for each type would look like.
Yeah, honestly. Like really.
So Gen 4, they knocked it out of the entire park. They knocked it out of every park
Yeah.
simultaneously with their
Yeah.
Pokemon designs.
Like I said, I look at the like our favorites tab right here, like everything that's pulled up, and literally there's only one Pokemon, which is Yanmega, that's below a 9 out of 10
Yeah.
for me.
Yep. I agree. Well, I think we picked Giratina.
Yeah.
I think it's
Is
just too good of a design to pass up.
I think personally I like Darkrai better.
Really?
Like yeah, to me I think the movie gives me more attachment. But I don't know,
Okay.
it's 50-50 cuz
It is pretty close. I mean, although Giratina I think is the one of the best designs, I do think Darkrai like it's not all about just like the intricacies of the design, like because
mhm,
Darkrai there's not a lot going on with his design, but it's just the fact that he looks so sinister and he was like so different.
mhm,
Um and just the fact that he was so hard to get, like I don't know if you could
yeah.
even get him without an event or action replay.
Yeah, I think it
So,
was the. I
um
think we gotta give it to Giratina though. As much as like it hurts
yeah,
me,
he's
it's
iconic.
yeah. Like everybody loves Giratina. Like literally
I
the
agree.
only thing that could have made Giratina cooler is if it was Pokemon like Pokédex number 666 in the national dex, which it's not
True.
unfortunately. But
And just for the cherry on top, shiny form.
yeah, like I said, the shiny forms.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. So,
yeah. And then the
I
fight with
think
Volo as well. Yeah, he
yep,
wins. He can win for
he
me.
100% wins and that concludes our Gen 4 tier list by
Yeah,
type. And
Gen
I
4.
think I am happier with this lineup even than the last three. I think it's just been getting better and better.
Mhm.
This leaves me super excited for Gen 5.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
so excited for what's to
and
come.
then and then I'm also excited in a sense for like 6 through 9 because after Gen 5, I didn't play as much. So
Hmm.
I know there's going to be Pokemon I'm not even thinking about and would have probably forgotten at this point.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited to see what's in store for those videos that we'll make too.
Yeah, I think that's the most fun part is like clicking through everything and like
Hmm.
remembering a memory about this odd Pokemon that's
That's
not really like
exactly
yeah.
right. Yep, and that's happened to us a million times already with these
Hmm.
videos. We'll see something that like brings a memory back, and then we like go
Yeah.
on a 5 minute tangent, like explaining why it's so nostalgic to us. I think there's something
Hmm.
special about that, and I know
Exactly.
like almost everyone has experiences like that with probably every Pokemon.
Yeah,
So
that's the only thing about Gen 4 that like it kind of sucks for me because it's just like everything that is good in Gen 4 to me is just because it's like it's sick. You know what I mean? Like it's
right,
the
it kind
final
of
form.
trumps. Yeah, it kind of trumps any like nostalgia that you might have with it just because it's so epic of a design and powerful and
Yeah.
like yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like this list, like don't get me wrong, it's incredible for Gen 4, but it's like I can
Hmm.
look at the other ones and I'm like I see like more
You
sentimental
feel
battle.
yeah, you feel
And
more warm feelings.
Yeah, it's not like
Yes.
just a little like 8-year-old boy and he's like, "This one is
Yep.
cool," which
Yep.
Gen 4 is. That's what Gen 4 is.
Oh, I think there's just something special about nostalgia. Like,
Yeah,
like when I look at Gen 1, I have a completely different feeling than when I look at anything else. There's just something special about Gen 1. There just
yeah.
is. And I
T-
can't
Uh,
put my finger on it, but it's got to chalk up to nostalgia and just like this has to chalk up to like, when we were kids and just the
mhm,
feelings we had, how cool it was at the time, talking with our friends at school, trading
yeah,
cards at school, like it just envelops like everything cool and awesome about Pokemon and how we grew up and what we experienced.
yeah, definitely. And I really think to me, like just the memory of playing the game and what my team was, and then like it
Hmm.
also like unlocks like the memories surrounding what was going on at the time. So
Right.
like to
Yeah.
me, like when I look at Latias, like I just remember like just being a little kid sitting on the couch watching that movie, and then like
Yep.
going into my room at night and like flipping open my SP and playing Ruby.
Yep. Yep. I that kind of like in a sense is similar to me like when I was playing probably Leaf Green or whatever on my little
mhm,
Game Boy or whatever SP
mhm,
I think at the time or Game Boy Advance.
yeah,
How like I would have a bedtime and I
mhm,
remember sometimes like I'd be in my room, my parents would be in the living room or whatever, thinking I'm asleep and like I'd put
uh,
my volume all the way down. I'd take it out from underneath my pillow and play. Then if I heard them coming towards my door, I'd put it back under my pillow,
throw it under the pillow.
act like
Uh,
I'm dead asleep.
yeah.
We snore.
Yeah, we know. Or like, dude, do you? I had the Pikachu Game Boy Color, which I wish I still
Oh,
had to this day.
dude, I
But
wish you did too.
yeah, I don't, unfortunately. But did you have the little light that you could plug on the side so
Yes,
you could see?
yes, yes,
Dude,
yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh
because the screens were literally pitch
yeah.
black when you're trying to play at
Uh-huh. There was no
nighttime.
backlight. Oh
Nothing.
gosh.
Oh man, unlocking memories.
I
That's
know.
what nostalgia's about. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like you said, you see
Mhm.
a Pokemon, it like triggers an event in your head, and then you start thinking about what you're doing at that time, and it's just a big, big whole thing.
It is. It
Um,
is. Gen 4
but
was cool. That was the DS era in my life.
me
So
too.
that's
Yep.
kind of when I started to not play Pokemon as much, but it's still there's just the designs themselves speak for themselves. Like they don't even really need nostalgia. So
Yeah.
it's it's a good generation. And it's been a good video.
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point, a good point to conclude the video. I think, definitely full of tons of intriguing dialogue, a bunch of nostalgia we shared, a bunch of story
Hmm.
times that we had. I think
Oh yeah.
definitely a fulfilling video. I couldn't be happier with this one. And
No, me neither.
I hope that Gen 5 goes even better, even though I
Oh,
don't it's gonna be hard, but I hope it does.
Gen 5 special place. Look forward to the next one, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Uh If y'all like the video, please be sure, to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see you next time.
See you guys. Peace out.